I need a water. All right. What's going on, guys? Sorry, I was having a little bit of a computer issue this morning. And then Nick got called into a meeting, so I'm just gonna rock this one solo. We got Turkey v Georgia/Georgia today. And I don't know. I think this one's kind of straightforward. What's going on, Brad? Good to see you, man. Redemption Day. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do our best. I do like this match. I do think that I like both teams to score here. Let me just pull up my odds checking website real quick. And there is a little bit of talent, or there's definitely talent here. So you got Arda Gruler playing the right wing. I'm a Madrid guy. I like the kid. I think he's going to ball out. You got Yilmaz up top for Turkey, who can definitely play. You got Calhanoglu in the midfield, who's over at Inter. What's going on, Bird? Good to see you. And yeah, the Turkish league is fairly competitive, and they got some good teams over there. Georgia, however you want to say it. You got Special K playing up top on the left. He better do something, because his camp came out with all sorts of nonsense, talking about how he doesn't want to be at Napoli, even though he's under contract until like 2029. So I don't know. I would just make sure that if you're going to be talking with your chest about not liking Napoli and looking for a move, even though you're under contract there, without kind of doing it the right way and going through Napoli and just trying to have your agent and your dad do it for you, you better ball out. You better ball out for this tournament. So the other guy worth mentioning is number 22 at top, Mikadutse, something like that. I don't know. He plays over in France. He plays for Metz, who was fighting to get promoted. I don't know if they ended up getting promoted or St. Etienne's got promoted over them. I vaguely paid attention. And I can't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head. So I like both teams to score here. Let's see, what's the odds on both teams to score? All right, both teams to score is sitting at minus 105 over on DraftKings and Caesars. It's about minus 110 everywhere else. Ajax alone, he's actually legit. Yeah, I mean, look, I know that the guy can play. He had like what, 18, 19 goals this year down in French League 2, which, you can say, oh, it's France, oh, it's League 2. It's still competitive. It's competitive at a level that'll help him play here. So, yeah, I like both teams to score, sitting at the minus 105, minus 110 market. Let's see who's favored here. Turkey's a pretty heavy favorite here at minus 145. I don't think I'm going to lay that kind of number. Let's get into the player props market, because I know that's what everybody kind of likes to talk to. Yeah, he was loaned because it's Ajax. Yeah, I'm aware. Ajax has a lot of talent up there, especially guys who finish the ball. Hey, it's Mike. What's going on, Mike? Good to see you. Appreciate you guys tuning in. So, yeah, let's see what kind of numbers we got on some player prop stuff here, if anything. I don't know. Yaldez minus 152. Calhanoglu shot on target minus 150. Not super interested. Special K for a shot on target at -145 over on FanDuel. I definitely don't hate that price. As a standalone, it is a little heavy, but you can play that. The Special K shot numbers for what? First half for full game? What do you want to look at there, Mike? His shot on target's -145. His shot numbers are going to be not great. You're going to have to take 3 or 4 shots. Otherwise, you'll have to do a first half market. Had like 5 guys in his position wanted him to develop. Yeah, dude, I get it. I know he plays at Ajax. The Ajax is loaded with talent up front. Let's see here. Arda Gruler shot on target -140 over on DraftKings. That's a decently playable number. Mika Dutse, -130 for a shot on target over on DraftKings. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, those are the guys I'd be focused on. I'm not going to get into individual player cards here because outside of Kravachela, Mitsuduke, Yalmaz, Gruler, and Kel Halangu, these aren't a ton of names that I know. I know Yildiz a little bit, but these aren't guys that you're going to know from their club play a whole ton. So, yeah, I don't know. Both teams to score here is my lean for kind of like the full game stuff. I do like all of those numbers I just mentioned on everybody from Special K, -145 on FanDuel. Arda Gruler, shot on target, -140 on DK. Yalmaz, shot on target, -140 on DK. Mika Dudze, shot on target, -130 over on DraftKings. So, 3 of the 4 have the best number on DraftKings. I'm not going to play Cal Halangu's shot on target at -150 for a guy that plays in the midfield. He will be on every single penalty kick, though, and he is absolutely nasty from free kicks. If you got free time, just Google his goals. He scores like 35, 40-yard bangers, and he's got an absolute cannon from midfield. We'll take a quick look at some first half shots numbers. I'm not getting involved in this market today. I have one bet and one bet only on this game, and it's both teams to score. I might do a parlay if I have a boost or something like that, but I'm working on something that's gonna, I think, help you guys and help other people who struggle with budgeting and how to, I don't know. I saw way too many people get absolutely wrecked yesterday. And then I had 20 DMs of people going, "What's the play for Brazil?" There is no play for Brazil, guys. I get it. I like soccer a lot. I think it's fun. When you get smoked and you go 3-15 for a day, don't ask me about late games. Like, don't ask me, "Hey, what's the play on the late game?" I'm not chasing the late game. Yeah, but I want to try and get some back. Good for you. Make your own decisions then. My call is stop betting. Like, if you get smoked and you go 3-13 on a day, stop betting that day. Go to bed, let your brain reset, try again the next day. And if that's not how you want to operate, that's perfectly fine. But don't bring me into it. Like, "Oh, well, I just need to know what you think for the Brazil game." I think I wouldn't look at the Brazil game nor watch it. So yeah, that's just a little side note, guys. Bad weather in Dortmund today, a lot of rain. Ooh, interesting. Thank you, Marian. They have good wing play. Yeah, they definitely do have good wing play on on both of these teams. Sorry, my computer was doing a weird thing again. So I could definitely see corners here, especially if Marian's saying that there's a lot of rain. That creates a sloppy track. I could see a lot more corners being racked up that way with the weather plus the wing play. I like that angle. I think that's a good idea. Shots. Player to have shots in the first half. Ooh, these are all kind of low numbers. Yeah, I mean, look, these are all, they don't love goals, and the sportsbook doesn't love goals in this game. So look, the shots numbers are all okay, and I do think that we're going to see pretty decent volume from both sides here. Wide corners in the rain, harder to control the ball, easier to fall down, harder to make your cuts. So if you're slipping and you're touching the ball, it's going to be harder to control it. So plus pitch run when the rain comes down and you see kind of standing water or a wet pitch, the ball tends to run through those puddles where it accumulates on the pitch. At least from my experience, in professional stadiums where they have really good pitch and drain management, it can, depending on how much water is falling down, it can help speed the ball up. It's designed to try and make it stay as drained as possible, but I've seen monsoon games before, where the ball will either just sit, or when you're trying to play long or you're trying to control your touch, it just runs long on you. So and also, again, grip, being able to turn. I think when it's sloppy track and guys are falling down a lot, that's where you see more balls going out of bounds on the sidelines, and especially for corners. And then it's gonna be a tougher game in the rain. You're gonna see more hold up play. You're gonna see, again, guys from the wings, the good wing play. You're gonna see them more contested out there because it'll be easier to kind of have hold up play, and rain makes everything miserable. So yeah, so anybody you want to play first half shots on target, or not even shots on target, just first half shots, every single number is playable. Mike, if you want special K shots, like, I'm probably not going to play them. You have to take 3 to get minus 115 if you're looking at full game. So you got to take 3 at minus 115. Will he do it? I don't know. Probably. It depends. Turkey could have a lot of the ball. I don't know. I'm not comfortable taking a ton of like high volume here. He's the guy. I would assume that Special K and Mika Dutse are gonna be the shooters there. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't. We've seen a lot of shots from all the teams so far, except for England versus Slovakia. Austria didn't shoot a ton yesterday. Actually, let me pull this up. Let me pull up some volume data from yesterday stats. So France did shoot a lot. They took 14 attempts. Austria didn't shoot a whole ton. They had 7 with 3 on target. Belgium shot a lot. They shot 15 times. Slovakia shot 10 times. 5 on target for Belgium, 4 on target for Slovakia. Ukraine shot 14 times. Romania shot 10 and had 5 on target. Romania was dumb clinical yesterday. So yeah, there's your shot data, Mike. If you think they get 10 shots and he gets 3 and the rest of the gang gets 7, then yeah, minus 115, that's an okay number. If you think they're going to get more than 10 and they're going to creep up in that 12 or 13 area, then yeah, I think that um, 3 number becomes a lot more playable. It's all about, you got to understand there's only going to be so many mouths to feed. And I know he's the primary guy, but everybody's got to eat here. So if you're seeing anything less than 10 shots, 3 starts to get iffy, in my opinion. Once you see 10 or more shots, or if you think there's going to be 10 or more shots, it's going to be better. Looks like rain the entire match. Yeah, I mean, look, with rain, it's not that I don't think it's gonna affect shots as much. I think it's gonna affect accurate shots, actually. Like, I think that you might see more shots in look, I don't have any data to back this up, so don't quote me. Don't, like, I'm not gonna act like I know this for 100% fact. My assumption is shot volume is going to go up in the rain. Accurate shots are going to come down in the rain. You're going to see more shots go out for goal kicks, or if they're getting deflected and cut out early. Again, I think that's how you see corners. I think it's harder to be accurate in the rain, so I think the volume might go up. Approximately half an inch total. Oh no, that's not. Yeah, that's not really a lot of rain. That'll be consistent rain, but it won't be a lot of accumulation. Um, so that probably won't affect pitch conditions terribly. It's just gonna make it kind of a miserable game here. So unless anybody else has any other questions, I'll quickly kind of recap what it is I'm looking at. I'm staying away from the higher risk markets today. I'm not taking shots in the first half. Actually, let's talk about goal scorers real quick, um, just to kind of see their numbers here. Yeah, okay, cool. So they're all super long. Anybody you want to take for a goal is going to be plus 225, plus 230. Yeah, especially if you have access to DraftKings and you're not playing offshore. Yaldez is plus 270 at the high end of the market, plus 200 at the low end of the market. Cal Halungu is plus 300 at the high end, plus 210 at the low end. Yilmaz is plus 320 at the high end, plus 260 at the low end. Arda Gruler's plus 360 at the high end, plus 210 at the low end. So if you're interested in Gruler props, he's plus 250 on DK, plus 230 on FanDuel, plus 360 on Bet Rivers, plus 260 on Caesars. So yeah. And then Mika Dutse is plus 410 on FanDuel, high end of the market. Low end of the market is plus 380 on DraftKings. So if you guys want, those are your goal scorer numbers. Kvaratskhelia, Special K is plus 425 on DK, high end, plus 350 FanDuel, low end. What's going on, Joe? Could be the first 0-0 draw of the Euros. It could be. I don't think so. I think both. I think there's enough gaps in both of these midfields and back lines where mistakes are going to be made, and the pace of these speedy strikers is gonna be enough to get goals. What's going on, Joe? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Recovery from yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him miss a wide open net like that in quite a while. The broken nose is another little factor here. And yeah, it was a miserable game. I told you guys it was going to be fucking miserable. We got our ass kicked from dawn until the matches ended, and I actively told you guys I took a ticket that needed France to win, and I hedged it because of how wonky the day was going. So yeah, yesterday was bad, and we're kind of done talking about it. We're moving on. We're here to make some money today. So I like both teams to score at -105. I'm personally not going to play anytime goal scorer stuff, even though we just talked about the numbers. The shots on target numbers are all right there. They're just a hair shy of what I would prefer to play is standalone stuff. I did get a good idea on corners here from Chisholm. I like corners with the wing play, plus the weather and the rain. I think that helps rack up corners a little bit. I think that Mike likes Special K. I can see his shots, or if you wanted to pair Mike, a good way to go about that is if you, instead of taking 3 shots, take 2 shots and put it with a shot on target. That's something I definitely think that Special K can do. I think that keeps you out of going higher on the ladder for shots, and then you get the correlation between shots and shots on target. So that's what I'd do there with Special K if you want to get some action down on him. Go with 2 shots and pair it with a shot on target. Both teams to score. Yeah, I think -105. I think what are your shot props? Look, I don't want to go. I'm not going into player. I'm personally not going to put money down on player props. I will happily talk about them for you. The guys to look at are Arda Gruler, Yalmaz, and Calhanoglu on Turkey, with a little bit of Yildiz, number 19, playing the left wing sprinkled in there. But Yalmaz, 21, the striker. Calhanoglu, number 8, the kid from Real Madrid. Those are the 4 guys I would target because I'm familiar with their games. And again, move the ball down the wings. Gruler, and then Calhanoglu's. Yeah, that's a playable number. I know Special K is one of your favorite players, and if I wanted action down on one of my favorite players, that's a number I absolutely would play. Calhanoglu has to get some shots also. Yeah, he definitely does need to eat. I like him to eat. He is the Turkey PK taker. He's also the Inter Milan PK taker. I don't think the fact that what's his name, Lautaro Martinez went back, played for Argentina. He scored one from the. Did I go over? No, I can't do the Portugal game. I don't have lineups for the Portugal game. I can the problem with these is I have to do them 50 to 45 minutes before the match starts, because otherwise I'm just pissing into the wind talking about player. Like, I don't want to waste your time and my time by looking at player props and talking about numbers for guys who then sit on the bench, because it's not worth my time and it's not worth my energy to go over and do research and dig into and bring you guys a bunch of information, and then come an hour and a half later, they're on the bench, and then they come on as subs at the 65th minute, and you guys all put tickets in on FanDuel, and you're like, well, why is this a loss? He didn't start, because that's how soccer works. So yeah, it's super annoying. I get it. You guys all have jobs and stuff like that, but this is just kind of when you can only make the content. So it's Turkey's coach's birthday today. Good info, Saul. I don't know. I mean, they're the favorites at -145. Weather looks shit, so I'm staying clear of this game. Yeah, I mean, I just had Mike take a look into it. It's raining, and he says approximately half an inch total of accumulation. That's not bad. That's a light rain. It's not going to make it miserable for the players. It's not going to make it so that it's super low scoring. So from Nando, I'll be back. I'll be doing a live for the Portugal game. And I can talk, like, I definitely think Portugal's going to win. I think they're going to score a bunch of goals. I think Czech is going to score. So I like both teams to score in the over 2.5. But again, the weather is going to kind of determine that a little bit. and I'm just not going to talk player props. So if you want to know about Portugal, that's what I like so far in Portugal. Both teams to score over 2.5. Portugal team total over 1.5. Portugal's going to win the game. None of those I don't think are very good numbers, except for maybe the both teams to score. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at with it. I have to have a lineup in front of me to talk about player props because otherwise I feel like I'm wasting my time. Turkey is another one of my dark horses. Watch them shit the bed like Hungary. Look, Turkey. They're gritty. They're gritty. They're physical. Georgia has just moved over to the UEFA. They were in the Asian Cup qualifier. So the fact that they're playing Euroball is a little change in pace for Turkey here. So yeah, I like Turkey, and I understand why they're minus 145 favorites. Hey, Oaks, where can I watch? You're the man helping me set up the plug. That's where can you watch? Right here, man, right on YouTube. This is where I do all this stuff. YouTube. I also stream it to Twitter. I didn't do it for this one. I've been live streaming to Instagram too. But Instagram is just a pain in the ass to run. I was already running a little bit late because my computer needed to update and it wasn't going to let me go live with a good like quality stream that was going to be okay for you guys without me updating it first. So I had to shut down and re-update. But yeah, every day I'm going to be live here on Twitter and on Instagram. So yeah, subscribe to YouTube. And then if you subscribe to YouTube, you'll get the notifications when I go live. So appreciate you asking. Yep, kind of took Portugal minus 1.5. Wish I knew about the weather. I don't think that that's going to affect Portugal and Czech as much as I think it's going to affect this game, because I think this is a little bit more evenly matched game where Turkey is probably the better team. And I do think that they win. But I could see a 1-1 draw here. I do think Georgia get on the scoreboard. I with the weather, I don't know if Turkey's going to be able to run it up. But where was it? My boy Mike was definitely right on this one. Cal Hongu is going to jack for chicks. I like him for maybe like a 2 shots look. Again, I'm staying away from player props for this one. My favorite play is both teams to score at minus 105. And that's just kind of where we're at. And I think unless you guys have any more questions, I'm probably going to leave it there. We're 8 minutes till game time. I don't mind going right up to game time because, again, like I said, I got waxed yesterday. I'm keeping it very light to start the day. I am probably going to attack the Portugal Czech game more heavily just because there's a lot more player props I like there. And the reason I can't, like, Fernando, I would love to give you some insight into who I want to take for Portugal, but like I haven't until I see them throw out until I see them throw out a lineup, I can't sit here and try and predict or go through the numbers. Once everybody gets through the first round of groups, I'll happily be able to answer that question while I'm doing a live for a different stream. You can be like, yo, what do you think Yao Felix for a shot or shot on target? I'll be like, that dude's not starting because he's a bum from Atleti. And then you can go, well, what do you like for Ronaldo? And I'll be like, well, I saw him only play 65 minutes the last game. I think if you like Ronnie props, go first half. But until I have that information, what's your link to the YouTube? It is Burr Oaks. Give me 1 second. I'll actually just put it here in chat for you. Thank you for asking, Fernando. This is going to look super ugly on the screen, but this is it right here. I don't know why when I look at my own YouTube channel, it doesn't give me like the unique link at the end like it does when I look at my friends' YouTube channels, but it's Burroak772 on YouTube. Or you can just type in Burroak77 on YouTube, and that should get you to my page. Watching directly from YouTube is a huge help for me. I know I stream these on Twitter, and that's helpful. It does record the data and stuff like that. But yeah, watching directly on YouTube is the biggest help to help support the content. It makes things a lot easier for me. But again, I just appreciate you guys watching any way you tune in. So we think Turkey gonna have a bad game. -140 seems like a trap. I just don't like taking a winner in this one, to be honest with you. I think that this could go kind of either direction. I could see a really low scoring game. I could see 2-2. I could see like a 3-2. With the rain and the sloppy track, I think things are going to get a little unpredictable here. My favorite play, and again, I got my ass absolutely kicked. I'm happy to talk about player props. I'm happy to talk about players I know, players I like, who I would target if I was betting that market, and understand who you guys like to play. I'm not taking player props today. My favorite play is both teams to score, sitting at -105. And I'm honestly probably not even going to play it for a full unit because this isn't my most confident game of the day. I do like the game. I do think I'm going to learn a lot by watching the game. But I think that the Portugal-Czech game has value in it, and I think I'm definitely going to talk about that one. I'm going to be going live for that one as well once we get lineups, because I think once we start seeing the lineups, I'll be able to predict more what's going to happen later in the tournament, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I mean, just look, I went 3-15 yesterday. I got my ass kicked. I'm not super into trying to force plays. Again, I do think there's value here, and I do like talking about this stuff, but I'm not putting my personal money down on anything besides both teams to score. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you want to put, yeah, for me, I would suggest putting in like a cup of coffee on it. He's like 4-1. So yeah, I mean, look, you're not gonna. I'm a Madrid guy. I like Gruler. I like Gruler props, but I got waxed yesterday. I'm not in a rush to get money down on 4 and 5-1 player props right now. And if I am playing stuff like that, I'm playing it for like 0.2 to 1.1 to 0.2 units. Yeah, I mean, Schick happens. We're definitely going to talk about Schick later today. I do like him to score there against the Portugal team because I do think Czech get in the back of the net. Again, I'm going to keep an eye on this weather, keep an eye for lineups. So, yeah, Myron, appreciate you tuning in. Cup of Joe, appreciate you tuning in. Fernando, Mike, MJ Betts, Saul, everybody who came through. Sean, appreciate you jumping in. I definitely like Schick in the later game today. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I apologize, that things didn't go better yesterday. But if you manage your bankroll right, you should be able to make about 5 to 10 bets a game that keep your exposure between 1 and 2 units per match. And if yesterday I went 3-13, so I lost about 275, 2-8 units. I hedged my parlay, and then I kept it very light in the late game. So I'm ready to come back today. I'm ready to bet with confidence and bet more on this Portugal Czech game later. For this one, I'm personally staying back. Arda Guler, Kravitz, those are the guys that I would say are kind of my primary targets on both of these teams. Where I would go if I was putting player prop money down, then I would say Cal Halungu, Mika Dutse, are my next looks, and then it would be Yalmez and Yaldiz for Turkey. So if I was to tier those, it would be the Gruler tier one, Special K, tier two, Kalahalungu Metaduke, tier three, Yalmez Yaldiz. So, all right, we got about 30 seconds till this game kicks off. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to call it a day. I'm Oaks. I'm out. I'll catch you all at 2:15 to talk Portugal versus Czech. Later. Doses.